Hello, this is Muhammed Riyas from LegalStanley. Welcome to the world of business, where ideas meet innovation. We are here to back you in your business journey to avoid any legal hurdles which are unforeseen. If you are a person who is intending to start a business in India, you have to be careful in choosing what category of business you have to start with. In India, basically there are 4 categories to understand. One would be proprietorship, second would be partnership, third would be limited liability partnership, and fourth would be private limited company. First, let us understand what is a sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorship is intended for very small form of business. In short, it can be said it is a one-man army. Second is partnership form of business. A partnership form of business requires minimum 2 people in order to get it formed. It can either be registered or unregistered. Third form of business is limited liability partnership. Limited liability partnership also requires minimum 2 people. It is a business which is registered with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Fourth category of business is private limited company. This is the most systematic and sophisticated form of business, widely accepted and highly recognized form of business in the business world. Now let us understand which is the most preferred form of business in legal perspective. Keeping the sole proprietorship and partnership in one side and keeping the LLP, limited liability partnership, and the private limited company on the other side, let us understand the liabilities and to what extent that can affect the business owners. With regard to sole proprietorship and partnership, the liability is unlimited. In the sense, the person doing the business and the business is equal in terms of sole proprietorship. There is no distinction or differentiation between the business. In terms of partnership too, the partners are equal to the business, though the partnership firm might have a different name. Whatever the case may be, when there is a debt or when there is a litigation, in terms of sole proprietorship and partnership, the assets as well as the legal risk lies with the people who are doing the business. That is not the case with a private limited company or LLP. The LLP or the private limited company are itself separate legal entities with the limitation of liability as a core feature. The limitation of liability means in case if there is a debt, in case if there is a litigation, that will be attributed to or mapped to the business rather than the partners or the directors who are associated with the business. Having been said so, there are certain circumstances where limitation of liability breaks and affects the business owners in terms of private limited company as well as LLP. That is when a fraud is detected. That is defrauding vendors, creditors, shareholders, or other stakeholders. The limitation of liability would be taken apart and the business owners would be personally liable. Let's understand how private limited company can be registered in India. The registration of private limited company can be explained in 2 phases. First phase called as a naming ceremony. Naming ceremony is nothing but suggesting 2 names for your private limited company proposed to be incorporated. Alongside, the digital signatures are also registered. Objectives being what is the intent for which the company is to be incorporated is also finalized in this particular phase. The naming ceremony, it takes about 3 days to 2 weeks for the name to be approved by the ministry. Lucky enough, it would be approved within 3 days. If not, it may take up to 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Once a name is approved, we go to the second phase. The second phase being preparation of company incorporation documents, specifically the application which is to be electronically filled up. There, the memorandum of association and articles of association should also be drafted. After that, all the documentations to be verified by a professional, being an advocate or a company secretary or a chartered accountant or a cost accountant. Once the applications are finalized, it is submitted to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs through the MCA portal. After due verification and scrutinization, the application will be approved if there are no remarks found. Thus, the birth of a company takes place and we receive the certificate of incorporation. Hope this video was informative. We'll be back again soon with more enlightening topics on the same. Till then, signing off, Muhammed Riyas.